Hello everyone, my name is Dima, aka WolfEater. Hope you enjoyed my few tutorials back. This is Waging War Basics plus a middle like this. I given also a little bit of tips as Waging War is more an explanatory. If you want to see actually some of my Waging War tutorials, go and watch me live Waging War. Also in the scouting tutorial I did a whole big explanation about waging war, about how I saw the battlefield and what I wanted to do with that person that I was playing against. Hopefully in the next explanatory of scouting and waging war I will get more specific to the to each point, to analyzing the battlefield in live, and that will be able to give you more understanding of how to wage war, what to do when and how. Okay. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you defend or attack. There's a few basics of waging war that are crucial to all points. Doesn't matter the strategy you take or the tactics. So the first rule of waging war: know yourself. Know your enemy, the terrain. This is the key to winning. All these rings: know yourself, know the terrain, and know your enemy. Actually, know yourself and know the terrain is 50%, something like that, and know your enemy is another 50. So know your enemy is scouting, know yourself is the beginning of deck creation, and know the terrain is also another tutorial which explains about um, the terrain, how to analyze terrains and map and all that. So after this video, if you didn't see all of them, go and see them. um, Hopefully I will be able to make this annotation work at some point and you will see annotations. um, if not, go into my playlist. It's just in a playlist of Wargame. You will all see it. There's also a small amount of videos right now of games, because I don't want to get out how I'm playing against people or stuff like that. So I'm not showing a lot of games right now, but slowly I will. As the meta game of WAB will change, I will be able to get out more games out and explain more about styles and stuff like that with my games, because I will be able to show whatever I did and what he did. Right now, not to showing it, I'm just doing it just because if a person is smart, he will learn me from in a second and just gonna do everything against me. So it's not a problem to counter me, and then it will mean I will need to counter his counter, and it just not good. Most most of the players don't actually watch replays, don't actually try to get better. So if you do that, you're already better than 80 to 90% of the players. Okay. Okay, so when my time in the army, I heard a very big saying, um, a lot of times actually, and um, a lot of officers actually try to get out of trouble with that saying in the middle of tactical training, that they didn't succeed to accomplish something, and so they said it. But this actual saying is not a way to get you out of trouble. It's actual a saying about war and how to wage war. And the saying is, it's a saying in Hebrew, so I translated it. So the translate is a little bit fucked up, but this is how it goes: manage the war, but don't let the war manage you. And that means if a guy actually makes you attack him, that's not you managing the war. That's him managing you. If a guy makes you defend, it's also. The crucial point is know what the enemy have with scouting, and at this point when you know, you can actually act upon it. You can choose your fighting. You will defend or you will attack, but make sure it's on the ground you choose when you choose to attack, not when he chooses to attack you. So that's a very crucial point to know about waging war. You need to make the decisions. You need to decide to go to war, and you will do war. Don't let it do you. Aha. Okay, let's go a little bit. Yeah, I know. This line is the whole basics of waging war. Everything else that comes out is already explanationaries, and right now I'm going into a little bit higher level of waging war, and this is more advanced, and this is about, I actually merged waging war beginning and middle together, because the beginning is actually a certain of scout, deck creation, and terrain knowledge. All the 3 points that I said: know yourself, know your terrain, and know your enemy. So that's the beginning of waging war. It's nothing else. It's that and the rule that you will make sure to fight when you want to fight, and not going to fights that you don't want. So that's the beginning. With that will come also explanatory. Hopefully I will be able to do it. If not, there's actually a very good explanation, 1-hour tutorial of scouting that I did, and I explained there like crazy about everything. Yeah, usually my tutorials were about the 3.5 minutes. Now it went into high 15, half an hour and an hour tutorials. Okay, so this is the points. Split your force if you need to cover ground, which means use your forces in different positions to cover ground, to close ground, to close defensive position, to scout, whatever you need. Don't use your units in bulk. Not only because you will get bombed, you will get ATGMs. Also, another tip: if you see actually an ATGM coming in against you, and you have let's say 40-80 A's in together in a group, you press C, click, and your group splits. At that point, the ATGM lost his target. It's game mechanics, but the ATGM actually comes to you. You will actually gonna see it. It comes to you, you split, and that's it. It flies away. Now you can do the same thing while it shoots at one tank. You just put it together. It doesn't work the same to not ATGM, because ATGM locks into target and moves after target, and because of the game mechanics of you changing the target, it fucks up. So here a tip for you guys. I know I'm getting the high-end tips from the arsenal. Always use a composition of units. Always use also range. Let's say a buck will cover your forces, but you make sure to have the buck away from the force a little bit, because it needs to shoot the airplane, but it needs also not to die, as bucks are very small amount of units that you can call into the battlefield, and it's really hard to keep them alive. So make sure you keep them alive and you use them in the back. Also, the buck is not good against helicopters. It's 2,800 distance with helicopters, so this distance is the same as T80, as some of the ATGMs, and this distance is actually less than what it's called, some of the helicopters ATGMs. So make sure you also have a Tunguska with that unit, or some kind of other good range anti-helicopter unit that will actually do the job against helicopters. Yes, you can use Tunguska, or a buck against helicopters at a crucial point where you see a hawk incoming with an ATGM against your T-80U. You know the T-80U will die, so you have to try to save it. But make sure you have not only range between your, let's say you're attacking a building, not only range between your infantry and tanks from behind it will give you support fire against that infantry that's sitting in a building. You will also have the safety of the distance. Make sure to use the units correctly with their range. Don't attack infantry from long range against a tank, and vice versa. Don't attack with tanks against infantry in close range. Except BMPT. BMPT can kill anything in close range. Those BMPTs like speed out T-80s, speed out anything. They don't care. Whoever you are, come here, I'm gonna kill you. Those T-80s kill even helicopters. It's crazy. Okay, something from war. Always try to fight your enemy when your forces are 3 times stronger than his. The output damage is 3 times, which means you're hitting 1 infantry, hit it with 3 infantry at the same level. Some of the people don't know that the infantry MG are static. Most of them are static except light machine gunners, and not all light machine gunners are also not static. So know this, that when the infantry on the move, it's not gonna shoot his MG because of the static option. So if you're moving 3 infantry into a building, and from that building they're actually shooting at you, put 2 infantry in the back shooting their MG and weapons if they're in range, and then drive 1 infantry forward. Don't use all of them forward. If you're not seeing that infantry and you can't shoot it, no problem. Move it all 3 together to the front and try to get close range as much as you can. So that's how you use units correctly. Okay, when the other guy is defending very heavily and there is actual defense range, like in World War II and World War I, where in a huge scale of battle there was just a trenches going from one way or another, and you don't know exactly where to attack because you don't know which point defendable or not. So use IFVs that you don't need, that you don't use them, or trucks, supply trucks that are empty, or the trucks that bring in units and they cost like 1 point. Just tell them, go away, try to attack this point, let's see what he has. I also, a lot of times, depends on the map, I would suggest to you to have infantry always, like 1 or 2 infantry in IFVs in the back sitting waiting for taking crucial points. Sometimes you will see that IFV went in and there's nothing there. At this point you need to rush that infantry and take that position, because some of the positions are really center positions. Some positions will make the enemy supply not to come to his front line, which means no supply, no resupply, no defense, no more ammunition. So at some point, or he will need to deal with your infantry, and of course after you put their infantry, put more reinforcement, put tanks, put flamers, put anti-air. Always know how to get in more positions, try to maneuver around your enemy. If you see too many defenses at one point, flank him. Flank him, you tell him adios, dude, I'm going to your CV, I'm going to your home. I'm not gonna fight you where you want me to fight. I'm gonna fight you where I'm wanna fight. Um, okay, so attack your enemy when you're weak, and retreat when he's strong. This is easy. This is everybody sense. When he defend and you want to break him, I said it. Um, okay, when you're pushing him too hard and you see the ratio of death of your death to his death is too high, pull back. Say, okay, I did my job here. This is not an area that I need to push anymore. Leave defenses there, not too much, and just move your forces quietly to another place and attack from there. This also goes into advance. This is a lot more advanced battlefield already. This is about poking and scouting and feeling your enemy, understanding the enemy, knowing what the enemy can already go in with the battlefield. Like sometimes you can actually know, okay, my enemy has ATGMs, infantry, ATGM trucks, he has Avrams, he has a medium tank and a very small tank. And at that point I can say, okay, if I'm attacking from another place, I can leave maybe 2 T-80As there, 1 ATGM into a building, and that's it. I'm clear to go. Maximum I have my air support units or artillery that I can use in different ways. Also, another point, smoke. Smoke is very crucial. Let's say you're defending a buildings, okay? You put your infantry in the front buildings, which means tanks can shoot at it in the front, and there's an enemy attack going on with infantry. Just smoke between their infantry to their tanks. You put smoke there, he can't shoot you with the tanks, and then it's infantry against infantry. And as you know, infantry in buildings are in advanced position. You can actually kill with the same infantry, Motorolisk against Motorolisk, or VDV against VDV, or USA Marines against USA Marines. You can kill up to 4 times, and even sometimes even like if it's in the same time 4 units of USA Marine attacking 1 USA Marine in a building, you can kill them all and stay alive, and stay even more than half your health up. Okay, this is also goes to scouting and counter scouting, so listen closely. Show him what you want him to see. Let him shoot at what you want him to shoot. This goes into also the mind of state of the other person, and about the overjealous guy or anxious. So this is a more advanced to you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Okay, so again on Sunday I'm starting. This is waging war. Waging war is about the 3rd or the 4th of my series of tutorials. I'm starting teaching actually web classes. If you want to sign in, you can sign in from Facebook. It's dima.bernard.5, Twitch WolfEater /wargame_il. PM me. I would prefer it on Facebook, as on Facebook I would actually give you updates or my whereabouts when I'm streaming, whatever I'm doing. As I said, waging war is a very huge topic. It's an enormous topic, and even with the new campaign, the online campaign, it's even huger. Waging war in the I can't even begin to explain the waging war in the 1-against-1 multiplayer campaign. This is an actual war that there's so many aspects to it that if you actually read in, let's say, books about journalism, books about waging war and war itself, if you want to be in one against one multiplayer campaign. That's an amazing. You will learn so much about morale and about cutting enemy supply lines. There's so many stuff that you can do there. It's just amazing. So if you want, I'm starting on Sunday. Sundays will be my web teaching. That's all. This is the end of this tutorial. Hopefully, um, as again, hopefully I will add annotations, links, and whatever. If not, I have a Wargame playlist that you can actually click and go into seeing all my Wargame tutorials there. And if you like this, if you like what I how my tutorial, if you think that I'm good, please like it. If you don't have an account on YouTube, please log in and like it. It's really hard to publish all of this, and it's really hard to get to the higher amount of people that actually watch it, because it's not even getting out of the search. And I saw some of the tutorials. I don't want to be a bad mouth, but some of the guys that made those tutorials, I'm not gonna say not know the game at all, but there's more to this. In order to actually explain about this game, you need to know not only the game, you need to know how to actually wage war in real life, how to be a commander, how to be a general. You need to know this stuff in order to actually advise to somebody. Yes, you can do a small advice about, okay, well, you can use this and that, but it's not gonna give so much. You can imitate a person, imitate what he does, but you will never be good. You will just be a poser. You will just learn to do things like a monkey. I'm trying to teach you how to not be a monkey, how to actually be a lot better, to think for yourself, to know stuff that other people don't know. Just from you will be able to understand the game more fully and progress in the game only by your needs. If you put in this time and effort, you can be a lot better than you play. It's all goes into watching replays, and all what I said, it all goes together, and somehow it just forms into this small ball of winning. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed.